Have you guys been following the Amber Heard Johnny Depp divorce? Oh man, it's fantastic. Briefly, Johnny Depp married this incredibly gorgeous actress called Amber Heard. She's not a very good actress, but she is gorgeous. She is unbelievably attractive. I mean, just, incredible. Now, because of this, of course, they married, they were this cute couple for a while, and then, of course, they divorced. And things have been coming out, all kinds of things, and you realize that this woman, Amber Heard, is like some kind of monster. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the divorce, and also there's like a court case going on in England right now. I don't care about the particulars. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm interested in Amber Heard and talking to you about her because Amber Heard is a type of woman that you will come across. You see, there are these cancerous women, women who are trouble, and they are stereotypical. There are certain stereotypes that you can define, and Amber Heard fits one to a T. She is the siren. Sirens are women who are so incredibly attractive, I mean sexually attractive. They are so beautiful and at the same time sexy in a way that is indescribable, that they attract every man. Every man within 100 miles. Oh yeah, I mean, they are incredible. And if you ever come across such a woman, a siren like that, a woman whose natural innate sex appeal is so extraordinary as to overwhelm the senses and the rationalness of any man, boy, I mean, it's quite the experience, I'll tell you right now. The first time I came across such a woman was in college, as a matter of fact. There was this woman I know, I dated her briefly, and she wasn't that physically attractive. But there was this aura of sex appeal. I mean, it was extraordinary. Every guy who ever came across her was like, holy cow, she's hot. And she wasn't like, if you took a picture of her, she wasn't that beautiful. She wasn't that photogenic. But in person, this aura of sex appeal just drew in every man. I mean, and every guy who came near her lost about like between 10 and 30 IQ points, right? And just went gaga over her. And she was incredibly dangerous. Why are sirens dangerous? Like Amber Heard, like this girl I knew in college? Well, because what happens is that, see, these women with that kind of aura, that kind of beauty, that kind of innate charisma, sexual charisma, well, they always get their way. They have always gotten their way since they were little because they were always beautiful. And they were so beautiful that what happened was that, see, people would do whatever they wanted, and very naturally, what started to happen was that these women, these incredibly beautiful women like Amber Heard, they would become capricious. They would become ruled by their emotions because nobody ever said no to them. Everybody always said yes to whatever they wanted. And so little by little, they lost any kind of notion of self-control. Little by little, they became addicted to getting their way at the instant, always, no matter what. Yeah, because these women realized that no matter what they did, no matter how outrageous their behavior, people would excuse it. People would excuse it, and people would still try to get them what they wanted. Yeah, no matter how awful and horrible their behavior, that raw, natural beauty would force other people to conform, to comply, to do what they wanted. And so very naturally, these women, these sirens, like Amber Heard, like this girl I mentioned from college, right? They would want something and they would get it. And when they didn't get it, if anybody put any kind of hiccup in their desires, they'd throw a tantrum, a huge tantrum that would leave everyone feeling miserable because this incredible goddess is unhappy with you and doesn't like what you're doing. And therefore, you feel horrible. And you want to do whatever it is to get back into her good graces. And she knows this. There's a story that Amber Heard apparently got so upset with Johnny Depp that she literally defecated on their bed. What kind of behavior is that, huh? I mean, who in their right mind would do such a thing? That's the point. They're not in their right mind. A siren, by definition, is insane. A siren is literally a walking id. She's a slave to her desires at any given moment, and therefore she cannot be trusted into the future. because she will be ruled by her emotions at the moment. She will give in to her emotions at the moment. She won't care about consequences. She will just do whatever she feels like doing. And you will become a slave to her whims if you're ever involved with a siren. Yeah, because you'll want to appease her. You'll want to be in her good graces. You'll do whatever it takes to get into her good graces. Look, there's movies, yeah, that have talked about these femme fatales. Femme fatales that manipulate men into doing horrible things. Manipulate them, how? By way of their sexual appeal. Why do you think that these movies exist, these stories exist? Because they're true, see? There are such women, sirens, women who are incredibly dangerous to a guy, because they use the guy's desire for her to get whatever they want. They use the guy's desire to pervert him and get him to do things that in any other circumstance he would never do. You would never do. This girl in college that had this incredible sex appeal, and like I said, it was just this aura of this incredible charisma, this siren-like call that every man could hear. I have to admit, and I'm not going to go into the specifics because I'm too ashamed, and this happened 27 years ago at this point, 26 years ago. The point, she made me act in ways that were just pathetic, humiliating. Yeah, because of my desire for her. And I acted in ways that even just a few months later, I was thinking, what the hell did I do? And today, 20 odd years later, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But I did. I did it because, see, a woman with that kind of power will get any man to do anything. And in a very real sense, there is almost nothing you can do about it. She will get you to go against all of your principles. She will get you to forfeit your friends, your families. She will get you to divorce your loyal and loving wife. She will get you to abandon your children. She will get you to go against everything that you believe in, everything, in order to be with her. And that's why they're so dangerous. Because like I said before, I was sort of like teasing when I said that a siren gets a guy's IQ points to go down by 10 to 30 points, but it's actually true. Yeah? Our desire becomes so overwhelming that we lose sight of all that is of true importance. And that's why when you come across a siren, unless you've had a lot of experience with such women, the smart thing to do is to walk away. Yeah, if you can't handle a siren, you walk away. It's sort of like illegal drugs. See, some guys can take all kinds of drugs and no problem. They're not addicted to them. They enjoy the drug, they have a good time, and then they forget about it. I can do that with pot and cocaine and psychedelics and whatnot, no problem. But there are some guys, you know, they do a single line of coke and they're hooked for life. And it ruins their lives. And I know guys like that. And you just have to understand yourself. You have to understand if a woman like that will ruin your life or not. And if she will, then you walk away from her just as you would from, say, a line of coke or a syringe of heroin. You have to recognize that there are some things that are more powerful than you. Some things that you cannot handle. There's nothing wrong with this. There is nothing wrong with accepting the fact that, you know, that some woman is just too much for you and will overwhelm you. You might feel like less of a man. A lot of guys do. A lot of guys feel, no, I can handle this. I can handle this. Like with drugs. A lot of guys say, oh yeah, I can handle my highs. I can do coke whenever I want to. I control it. And no, they got a monkey on their back the size of an 800-pound gorilla, right? But they pretend to themselves that they can handle it. No, you can't do that. You have to look in the mirror and really recognize, can you handle a situation? And if you cannot, the smart thing is to walk away. Johnny Depp was with this woman, Amber Heard, right? He couldn't handle her. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He has probably gotten some of the best trim in the world, okay? At least the known trim that he's gotten is whoa Nelly, right? But he couldn't handle this girl. Yeah, she was too much for him. She just manipulated him and had him wrapped around her little finger, because that's the way sirens are. Sirens, just whatever is going on, they want more. They want more emotion, they want more excitement, they want more. They're just greedy for more and they cannot wait. They want it right now. And they will destroy anybody in their lives. It's natural, it's the way that they are. It's like pit bulls. Pit bulls, you know those dogs, that breed of dogs, they are exceedingly dangerous. Why? Because they like to bite. They like it. They like to bite and latch onto something. It's just in their nature. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Same thing with sirens. Don't be all upset about them or spit in their direction or fling curses at them. No, it would be as absurd as being upset with pit bulls because that's their nature. And you cannot tame them. No man can tame a siren. No man at all. Any guy who claims that he can is lying. He's lying and he's just fooling himself, okay? Be smart, recognize your limitations. When you come across a woman like this, like a siren, like a woman whose sexual appeal, perhaps not to everybody else, just to you, perhaps she's just somebody that appeals to you, and that you can't get enough of her. If she overwhelms you, you gotta recognize that. And you have to understand what's going on and walk away. And it's going to be incredibly hard, okay? Because of course, temptations are hard because they feel so good when you give in to them. That's the point, right? If it weren't the case, they wouldn't be temptations, now would they? Huh? Yeah, of course not. See, when you come across a siren, of course it's tempting because she makes you feel good in the moment. But recognize that long term, only misery and heartache. Yeah, and that's something that Johnny Depp is learning. So far, I have over 100 videos on my Patreon that you'll find nowhere else. This exclusive content can be found if you become a member, so please consider joining. The link is in the description below. I also do a weekly webinar show. It's a 2 to 3 hour show that's a call-in show. I take questions and comments about different things going on. It lasts 2 to 3 hours, like I said, and it's a lot of fun. So please check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.